Alrighty, so you guys did your designs on the green paper for your body. If you remember, we did that, I want to say last Wednesday, right? And on here, we transferred your chassis over to here, so you saw where your wheels were, we saw where your chassis is, and then you designed what your body's going to look like, right? Now, what we did, Mr. Toad took the designs, he went down to the copier, scanned them out, scanned them all in, and got these smaller white copies for you, okay? Now, there's one last step in the design process. And if you've ever seen on some of the TV shows, when they build custom cars, they do talk, of course, about the motors, they talk about suspension and all the things that go into it. But I feel like a lot of times they talk about how the cars are gonna look, right? Like the paint schemes, about the special details and all that's gonna go on it, what kind of rims are gonna go on it. And have you ever seen the show with, Overhauling it's called, with Chip Foose, where he does drawings of the cars? His drawings are absolutely incredible. Right? So we'll have to pull them up sometime for you. But what we're gonna do is you're gonna take this white pick copy today, and you're going to actually design what your car will look like in its finished state. Right? So they're gonna be using some colored pencils, and we're gonna get it all colored in. Okay? Now to do this, let me see, I'm gonna take a blue, I think I'll go with a yellow maybe. Maybe a little bit of red. That looks reddish. And I'm gonna use some black too. All right. Now, to do that, I'm gonna start on my side view, and we are gonna do both. Of course, you guys you're gonna do both. I'm only gonna do one at the moment just for time's sake. Okay, we will be painting your cars. So once they're all formed and the body's all made, we will actually paint them out. So this is the beginning of how you're gonna know what it's gonna look like when you paint it. All right. So let's see, on the side here. I think I am going to start off in the front with a little bit of red, or maybe I'm gonna start with a little red down in the front here. Now, I feel like I'm probably gonna want to put some flames or something on my car. That could be kind of fun, I like flames. All right, so what I think I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna just kind of start tracing some out. And I'll be honest with you, this might be the kind of thing where it might be a good idea for me to go online and actually look at some flames to see what they would look like. Because just coming out of the old head, it might not really work as well as if I actually went online and looked. So let's see, just get a yellow in there. All right. This car is gonna be going that fast, it's gonna be like on fire. Pretty impressive. All right. So you're gonna go through and you're gonna make your whole design. And although I'd like to really spend quite a bit of time drawing this, I'll probably do a little more after you guys get working. So I don't want to take the whole period just drawing here. Rather you guys get drawn. Oh yeah. So we're gonna get some flames in here. Now with the flames, I will say I might be really kind of being quite a little over eager with my flames, because we're gonna be painting this, right? And when we paint it, I'm not sure how easy it's gonna be to make flames as I'm painting. All right, so maybe this wasn't the best idea, I don't know. So in the end though, when you're making your design, definitely consider that we're gonna be painting this, and you need to make sure that you can actually paint it, right? Now, otherwise, I do think I'm gonna do a little bit of a stripe going down the side of the car here. Now, of course, the nice thing at this point is if I start doing something and I'm really like, what in the world am I doing? This is a good time that you can actually make those changes. All right, let's color in around my flame there. And I think I'll bring that to the front. And actually, I think I'm gonna do all the rest of this in blue up here. All right, so ultimately, we want the car to look like how it's actually gonna look. Yeah, I don't know. I think these flames really might have not been the right path for me. So maybe for you, you just want to do some kind of racing stripe, or maybe you want to do a little two-tone paint. All right, but you're kind of getting the idea of how it's starting to come together. Now, I'm just going to say on the top, I think I'm going to go, I've learned from the mistakes to the bottom, because I think I went a little too complicated down there. Now in here, if you see I have like, this might be as the driver's head in here. So I'm gonna come right up in here. I'm just gonna put where my driver's gonna be. And then there's this little, is that a air, I'm gonna guess that's a scoop for the air intake. So that probably is gonna be in here somewhere behind his head. Hope it doesn't suck his head in. And then I think for this one, I'm going to do a red stripe right down the middle of the car. And I, again, really should be looking at a picture because I'm not sure where the steering wheel and the cockpit in this car starts. So I'm gonna guess it's probably somewhere in here. I know that usually they're pretty tight. Like the legs are underneath, so they're aerodynamic and they're safe in the cage, you know, the roll cage and all that's in the car. All right, so I'm gonna make this red stripe going straight through the whole car. And I will admit, I'm kind of rushing here, so you guys can get working. Then I'm gonna do blue on the outside. So the idea of any good design, and I'll say good design, I'm not saying if you like the design, I'm saying of the point of a design is to communicate what you're wanting the project to look like. So if Mr. Toth wasn't in the room right now, and I drew this out, he should be able to take my design and paint my car exactly how I want it to be painted. So if your design can communicate what you want or what you're thinking, then you have a successful design. All right. Now on your cars, we are expecting for the grade portion of it that you do get a bit creative. So we don't want to just see a solid one color. We want to see a little bit of a little racing stripe. Maybe put a number on your car. Do a little two-tone type stuff. I think on the back here, I'm probably going to put a number back here. What number should I be? Anyone have a number for me? 7? All right, I'll be number 7. So I think on the back of my car, I'll paint the 7 here. All right. And again, the idea is that we're going to get a drawing version of our car. Okay? Now we do have colored pencils, and our colored pencils are all nicely organized into different containers here. And at the end of the period, when you bring your colored pencils back, they all need to go back in these colored containers. So you see we got these container of blue, we have a whole bunch of colors. Nice container of green here. All right, but in the end, they need to go back in their proper colors. All right, so that's what you're gonna be working on today. And have a little fun with this. This could be a real fun time doing your actual design of how it's gonna look. All right, get creative, have fun, and do a nice job. All right, let's get to work.